Hello everyone, I am here today with a review of Into the Still Blue by Veronica Rossi, as promised. So I'm going to make this review short, simple, to the point, and fabulous hopefully as well. There's a lot that happened in this last book, so I just want to hit on the main things and mainly the ending because that I didn't see coming. Into the Still Blue is the third and final book of the Under the Never Sky series. What I really liked about this series is that it always really makes you think. If you don't know what this series is about, I will post a link to Goodreads of the first book of the series down below so you can read the synopsis and check it out. I really recommend this series. It was a very pleasant surprise. I was confused at first when I started reading the series, but just pushed through it and I really enjoyed the series. Overall, I give this last book 4 out of 5 stars, as well as the series in general 4 out of 5 stars. That is it really for the non-spoilery section. I mean, it's the last book of the series. There's not really much I can discuss. So if you haven't read the series, go check it out and then you can come back when you're finished and watch this video and comment. Okay? Bye. There was one point that I really want to talk about that made me laugh out loud. So you kind of have idea that Brooke and Soren are going to have this fling just because they banter really well, and I really liked seeing the dynamic between them. But in the beginning, Soren doesn't know Brooke's name. So when he asks Arya, she's like, oh yeah, her name's Laurel. She really likes you. So Soren's really happy about that, and they banter, and he ends up calling her Laurel. Brooke's just like, who's Laurel? And Arya cracks up laughing. Soren takes himself so seriously, so it was really fun to kind of see him humiliated, as bad as that sounds. I liked the scenes that can make you laugh because throughout the book and all of its seriousness and action-packed, it was great to have those little reliefs in there that really just kind of let you just relax a little bit and let you laugh. The one thing, and I know I'm probably one of the only people who think this, I don't know, tell me if you think it as well. As much as I like Soren and Brooke together, part of me was kind of hoping for Brooke and Roar, just because I feel so bad for Roar. He is my absolute favorite character of the book. I want me some Roar, I love some Roar, and I really wanted him to have a happy ending. But I knew it wasn't gonna happen just because Brooke and Liv were just such great friends. Like, if there were anything to have happened between Roar and Brooke, it would have happened already, I think. And I think it also would have been weird for them. So there are quite a few deaths, not a lot, but some of the main characters we had to say goodbye to. I really wanted Cinder to have his happily ever after as well, because he's only a boy, and I felt really bad that he ended up giving his life away so that, you know, everyone else could live, and I admire that because I don't think if I were 11 or 13 or however old he was, I don't think that I would have been able to sacrifice myself like that. And I really admired that about Cinder, and I felt really bad when he died. Reef was also a character that we had to say goodbye to, and it was one of those things to where it just happened so suddenly that I think I reread the scene 3 times because it just happened so fast that you're like, did I just read that? And then you read again and you're like, I just read that, holy crap. I wasn't too surprised when Lauren was Arya's father. I knew that, or at least I hoped, that we would end up meeting Arya's father in this last book because I just felt like since her mother was already dead, like, they were just going to have to. They talked about her father so much that I felt like we were just going to have to be introduced. So I had my inclinations about Lauren being Arya's father when they specifically mentioned that he was an odd, and that was kind of a giveaway for me. So I wished Lauren and Arya would have had more of a father-daughter bonding, and they kind of do in their own way. But it's definitely nothing like I pictured that their relationship would be. But then again, it's also realistic because if my father was out of my life for forever, it's not like an instantaneous connection, like, oh, you're my dad, I instantly love you. They have to build that connection, you know? I actually thought the book was gonna go along the lines of Lauren was actually going to kill Sable and end up leading the tribes, and Perry was going to lead the tides, and that they were going to be ending up working together, but that didn't happen. So going on that, I was completely shocked that Perry wasn't the Blood Lord of the Tides anymore at the end. And it makes sense that there really wasn't a Blood Lord per se, because you have the Dwellers and you have the Outsiders, and even within the Outsiders, and you have Sable's tribe and the Tides, and there's just so many different people that it would have been hard for one person to control them all, so then they have this council. But it was weird to me that Perry wasn't even in the council. He's just such a natural born leader throughout the book, and in the first book it just mentions all the time how much he wants to lead his people, that I was very shocked, and I felt like it was out of character for Perry. One of the problems that I had in the book was when Perry dies and Arya kind of goes into this depressed state. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that the main character is going to grieve when the love of her life is dead, but I felt like she became very immobile and that she just gave up. I never thought of Arya being a weak character until that moment, and I thought, again, that it was very uncharacteristic of her, as well as I just normally don't like that in a book, but thankfully that didn't last long, and then I was able to get over it. I think my favorite part about the book was the ending, and we see Arya and Roar walking, and they're gonna meet up with Perry and Talon, and then, you know, Arya decides to wait for Perry and Talon by their house, their future house, and I thought it was really sweet. I thought that was very sweet and a very great way to end the series. So let me know what you guys think. So if you haven't, feel free to subscribe. You can also follow me on Goodreads, Twitter, and Tumblr. So until next time, bye. Into the Still Blue is the third and final book of Into the Still Blue series. Into the Still Blue is the third and final book of Under the... but I'm strangling myself. That was a really pretty face.